So good day to everyone joining us for this special interview with Dr. Fang Liangzhou. He's the Vice President and CMO of Digital Power Product Line at Huawei. I'm James Williams. I'm a Portfolio Manager for Informa Tech, and I'm very pleased to be able to be chatting about this vital topic today and one close to my own heart. So let's kick off, Dr. Fang. Let's get straight in. 31% of Africa's 1.2 billion people lack access to the internet. 51% lack access to a reliable power supply. Many communications sites across the continent are highly dependent on this, obviously, on diesel generators as a primary power, the carbon emissions of which negatively impact Africa and the global climate. So can you tell me a little bit about some of the work that Huawei are doing to address this issue in particular?
Okay, thanks, James. I'm very glad to have this opportunity to accept this interview. Here, I want to say thanks again. So traditional solution adopt the diesel generator to power communication equipment, and thus resulting in higher power generation cost, and also the OPEX higher. Besides, it poses the major hurdle for the quick deployment of the communication infrastructure. To address this issue, Huawei provide advanced hybrid power and smart microgrid solution to offer green energy, minimize carbon emission, and reduce customer OPEX sustainably. We want to ensure that energy shortage will no longer prevent African users from enjoying the benefit of a digital world. There are about 120,000 sites in Africa. We help our customer deploy solar power solution over 20,000 sites. So our advanced solar solution ensure more efficiency, reliable green energy to eliminate the digital divide without impacting the environment. The goals of Huawei digital power solution is to provide a simple, intelligent, and green energy for future ICT network evolution. We integrate the traditional energy technology with the cutting-edge power electronic and AI technology to help customers to build simple, intelligent, green network. Africa have a rich resource of nature energy source. Huawei proposes that in Africa, we should maximize the use of nature energy resource, such as solar energy, reliable zero diesel generate energy operation, and achieve zero carbon emission, thus safeguarding the environment for the future generation.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dr. Fang. So my next question is a kind of around the integration and the coexistence of technology and environmental protection. We talk, as event organisers ourselves and in the media, we see a lot about the benefits of digital technology, convenience, connectivity, productivity, but less about the challenges of increasing consumption and carbon footprints, obviously. So what is the role of Huawei Digital Power playing in facilitating this coexistence between technology and environmental protection?
We want to ensure that technology innovation bring the positive difference to the society. Huawei is committed to addressing the climate change issue with sustainable green energy. Huawei will continue to provide a highly integrated and AI-based power solution to help build a green world. Huawei Digital Power aims to realize green power generation and efficient power consumption. I would like to mention some of our significant milestones we have achieved. Till now, Huawei Digital Power has generated 290 billion kilowatt-hour of green electricity, saving 9.1 billion kilowatt-hour of power, cutting about the 170 million tons of carbon emission, which is equivalent to planting 250 million trees. In the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, we have developed 300 megawatts of Huawei solar PV plant, and thus we have turned a desert before the 2017 into a blue ocean of the green electric power. In North Africa, like Ethiopia, more than 400 solar sites have been built, generating 10,480 megawatt hour of power and reduce 2,850 tons of carbon emission every year. Of course, we also built some solar solution for the Angola customer. So in Greece, our cutting-edge technologies such as solar energy, the indoor to outdoor site energy modernization, and efficient power supply are introduced to reduce the overall site energy consumption by 51.2 and saving about 14,500 kilowatt hour of the electricity for the single site each year. I always talk to Vodafone customer. They are very satisfied with our achievement by using the green technology to reduce the energy consumption and reduce the carbon emission. Also, in Henan province of China, the energy consumption of a data center with 1,700 cabinet is reduced by 5% to the 8%, and 3.5 million kilowatt hour of electricity is saved each year.
Thank you. Yeah, some big statistics there. Very, very impressive. I mean, obviously, Africa is blessed with some incredible renewable resources. Wind in the north of Africa, lots and lots of sunshine across the continent, obviously, as well as biomass and tidal. So it kind of brings me on to my next question around the timing. Obviously, environmental protection and green energy has been on the agenda, the global agenda, for quite some time. So my question is, why is now the right time to promote green energy, specifically in Africa?
I think from the worldwide perspective, it is the right time for green energy in Africa. Why? Because the EU just launched the European Green Deal, planning to realize the carbon neutrality by the 2050. I always talk to big operator and a big customer in Europe. Both of them have the very ambitious target to reduce the energy consumption, and by using the renewable energy. So in China, government also made the target to reduce the energy consumption. Like Chinese government want to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. So the two economies reinforce the rapid development of green energy, especially for the PV industry. And this make the PV power cost, the electricity from the PV cost reduce much more. So it make the solar PV solution is possible to use widely in Africa. So many countries have introduced the policy such as tax cuts and a subsidiary to encourage solar energy. Some African countries have begun to implement these measures. Senegalese Minister of Petroleum and Energy and the Minister of Finance and Budget have introduced 18 watt exemption for 22 kinds of the solar, wind, and biogas renewable energy products. This is the part of the broader campaign that the government is currently running to achieve universal electricity access by 2025, reduce the greenhouse gas emission, and promote renewable energy to maximize the use of the solar energy. It is essential to have rapid development of highly efficient energy storage technology. Lithium battery are the most promising energy storage solution in the future, because the rise of the electrical vehicle lower the cost of a lithium battery. So PV power and a lithium battery make 24-hour power supply possible. So the green ICT transformation needs cooperation with the industry participants. The government needs to provide more policy to support and work together with the environment organization to accelerate the transformation.
Yes, it's a very interesting point you make actually about some of the partnerships with external governments. I know the UK has some big partnerships, as does China, and I think this year is probably a huge year for partnerships. Obviously accelerated by COVID, but no less important. So the sharing of technology, the sharing of finance, but also the sharing of expertise, and the opportunity for Africa to leapfrog and skip out some of the required steps to uptake of the technology. One of the buzzwords of the moment, and a very important industry, is the data center industry. We now all live in a ultra high computing power environment. The flip side of this is they require data centers require huge amounts of energy to store, analyze, and share data, the continent's data. So how is Huawei applying the concepts of green and energy saving to Africa's growing data center solutions?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So data center are becoming the cloud base. The scale of the cloud data center is increasing, and the number of the edge data center is also increased much more. Mm-hmm. So data center, normally we think they face two major challenges. The first one is construction duration is longer. It takes at least 20 months to deliver the data center with 100 rack, such as this is quite a longer time to the market, to the customer. The second challenge is high power consumption. So during the lifespan for the data center, almost 60% of the TCO is about the electricity cost. So how to reduce the electricity cost is a key to the data center if the customer want to make the profit. So to address this challenge, Huawei has launched the prefabricated and modular data center solution. So this solution supports on-demand deployment and modular capacity expansion smoothly. So a data center with 1,000 racks can be deployed within 6 months. That means 6 months the customer can get the data center with 1,000 racks. So the indirect evaporative cooling and AI technology are also used to minimize the energy consumption for the data center, to reduce the data center PUE and electricity cost.
Excellent. Yeah, some real innovation there. My final question, Dr. Fang, is around environmental protection and energy saving, I guess. It's around the infrastructure challenge that Africa obviously has. And I guess my question is around the building of infrastructure, and particularly 5G base stations, providing low latency, high bandwidth, while also achieving environmental protection.
Okay. This is quite a good question. I think the 5G deployed in many countries this year. So the 5G, although 5G bring the higher bandwidth and also low latency network for service for the customer, meanwhile it's also bring the power consumption higher than before. So many customers talk to us when they built the 5G network, while they increase a lot of the 5G OPEX. So how to reduce the OPEX for the 5G is a key point they they want us to give the solution. So how to reduce the 5G related site OPEX? So we also have some way to reduce this one, to reduce the OPEX for the site, for the 5G site. The first one is to reduce the site rental cost. We adopt the simplified site construction mode. We call one site, one cabinet, one site, one blade. So this can reduce a lot of the site rental cost. The second one is reduce the power consumption cost. So we have the modular level, the site level, and the network level efficient solution to reduce the power consumption. And also, we suggest to our customer to use more solar solution to power the base station. This can also reduce the energy consumption, and also the ROI is about 4 to 6 years. It's quite good to use the solar solution. The third one, I think, how to reduce the operation and maintenance cost. So our solution, we support the digitalization site and intelligent O&M. So this can enable a fully automatic operation of a site power facility to reality. I think that through this way, we can reduce the power consumption, we can reduce the 5G related site OPEX. So I think we can help customer to do like this.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Fang. That's all we've got time for today. Those are all the questions that I had. So it's just left for me to thank you very much, Dr. Fang Liangzhou. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for everybody who watched too.
Okay, thank you, James. Thanks for your interview. Thanks again.
Thanks very much for joining us.